Hey there. This is going to be a quickie. It's 10, almost 11 o'clock on Sunday night. Um, Spent the day mainly concentrating on getting my writer's mind woken up again and stirred up and activated. And had earlier had a half intention of walking down to Starbucks to sit there for an hour and a half, and start journaling out some brainstorm ideas for the novel I want to work on in NaNoWriMo, and didn't make it. It was too warm to have an enjoyable walk down there today, so I passed on that, and I stayed here, tried to get more motivated and focused on using my desk. I did start to jot out some inklings of ideas, but nowhere near how elaborate and fantastic it needs to become before the 1st of November. So tomorrow I could try again to get to the cafe. I just concentrate better. When I'm writing, I can concentrate better in a public place that's busy with other people walking around and doing stuff. It makes me feel like I'm part of a hive, and I don't know, it energizes me. It helps me feel more. It's almost like you're kind of on display too. It's kind of like you're in a movie. You're in a scene of a movie, and it makes it more exciting. Okay. Yes, I need to make it to a cafe. So then I did. What else did I work on? Well, I'm going to just jump all the way to the end of the day to what happened in the last 45 minutes. I felt the urge to meditate. There's a thing that happens when you have a meditation practice, and it's deep, heartfelt meditation where you're connecting with God, and that the emotions of love you start to feel. Love, it's self-love, it's love of God, it's love of everything. When you meditate at this level with this flavor of a focus, the energy of that love builds up. It manifests in your heart chakra, and it's just delicious. It's so satisfying. It's so fulfilling. It's so satiating to dwell in that kind of energy. And so what will happen after you've done this a lot, you'll start to feel like, instead of thinking, oh, I should meditate, you start to feel, oh, I need to meditate, and it's coming from your heart. And it's like longing for a long lost love. You want to go and be with this lover, but the lover is God, and God is in love with you. So it's so good. Yeah, so I started to feel that. I got the pang in my heart that I needed to meditate. But then it kind of morphed a little bit, and I said, actually, I kind of feel like I want to channel somebody and have a conversation. I felt more like talking than I did just meditating or listening. And so I just, I kind of scanned who have I been thinking about, and what was, who would be pertinent to help me with what I'm thinking about today, to have a chat with. And so I just watched a video of David Gilmour that a friend had sent to me. And I just jumped from him. I went right straight to Sid Barrett. I said, oh yeah, Sid Barrett, man. He can identify. I can identify with going mad. He'd be a good one to talk with. And again, I'm not talking to the Sid Barrett. I'm talking to the Sid Barrett that lived here on Earth, but I'm elevating it up to talk to his higher consciousness and get knowledge from him, wisdom from him that takes in everything he experienced as himself in this life, but he can look down on it from his God self perspective and have full understanding about it. And Yeah, that's what I do. Anybody I channel now, that's how I'm doing it. And then the other person I wanted to channel tonight was Shirley Jackson. I found a movie that was made about her life, her when she was a writer towards the end of her life. It was just made in 2020. I never even heard about it, and I'm watching it tonight. I started to watch it after this meditation, but since I had found it earlier today, she was on my mind. Yet I want to talk to her. I want to channel her. So I go in and I channel and I introduce myself and I say, thank you guys for allowing me to have this time with you, et cetera, et cetera. And let's talk from upstairs. I'm not going to waste your time interviewing you with questions about what your human life was like. I want to talk to you about your God knowledge that life helped you experience. So there's like, yep, we like this. We like to do this. And it was like, anybody else you call on, that's what they all like to do. They get bored with answering the questions of, oh, well, what did you think about this on that day when you did that? And that's so tourist. Jeez. Okay, anyway. So this was really cool. I've never done two, higher up kind of people at the same time. I've done one, and I haven't done it much. I've only started doing this in the last week, but each new time I do it, it's better. It flows better. It really flows, and I can't remember now the questions I had for them, but it was like I was sitting here having a conversation, and they send back. Sometimes they answer with words. I can see their image, their face or something, and they'll say words. But most of the time, if I ask a question, they send a picture of what the answer looks like, and it could be a future self-manifestation that they've got access to seeing. And they said, yeah, if you continue to focus and work and concentrate like this picture is what you'll see yourself experiencing and becoming. That's what that was like tonight. Shirley did that a couple of times. Sid spoke to me. But it was creative talk. It was about writing. It was about me wanting to awaken the sleeping poet that's inside me that I've never really met. I've been wanting to get him awake for a while. Years, actually. Over a course of many, many years, I've been trying to get him to awaken. And Sid, at the end I said, can I just have your blessings? Can I have your blessings for these creative projects? The NaNoWriMo, Shirley was focusing with me on, and the poetry. Sid said, yeah, and they put their hands on my head and gave me blessings, man. I swear to goodness, this is the coolest thing I've ever imagined learning how to do. And it's all thanks to that guy, Eric, on YouTube, and his mom, and the channeling sessions they broadcast. That's where I've learned how to do this from. The potential has always been in me, and I've done channeling in other ways before, but this new stuff, this is really cool. Okay, so oh God, getting long here. That session ended. I went and I made some notes, and then I got another idea, another spark, inspiration. And this one's gonna be weird. I like to write. I like horror fiction. I like horror films. I don't like anything that's gory. I like the supernatural. I want to write supernatural themed stories, but not necessarily like a haunted house ghost story kind of thing. Spiritual, okay, so here's what happened. The idea to talk to Philip K. Dick popped into my head, and oh my God, who was the other guy? Lovecraft, H.P. Lovecraft. And I said, hey, J.P., hey, H.P., and I mean, P.J., Philip K., P.K. Dick. And I had a picture of my question. I didn't even put it in words. I had a picture of what my question was. And it just rose up into the space between them, and they both looked at it, and they sent back a picture down of the answer. And the kind of quote I made for myself from this realization was, take an event, take something that happens in the world, describe it. This is in my writing. So start out a short story. Here's an event. Here's a person. This is the thing that this person experienced. Make a description of that, but then create a little door to go through that goes up to the higher self of this situation or of this person's mind, and write a spiritual explanation of what's going on behind the scenes of that matter. And this came from Philip K. Dick and H.P. Lovecraft. And they said, you can write some amazing and terrifyingly true material that, I can't say nobody's doing, or at least nobody would do it the way I would do it. And that's what they said, go with that, be unique, and this is what I understand. So write what you know, but be creative. Go ahead and write scary stories and stuff like that because you like it. Okay, man, this was a long talk, and I didn't know I was going to say that much, so I'm signing off.